today I'm going to talk a little bit about leadership, right? I was asked to talk about leadership in crisis, and maybe very quickly, I'm gonna and you know what, I'm gonna talk very fast. You know me, right? I like to talk very fast. So if I talk too fast, if I talk very super fast, right? You just do write in the chat lah. Like, don't talk so fast lah. Slow down, okay? And I will slow down, okay? In the meantime, this is kind of my pace, okay? So many years ago, I started working, and I worked, so far about 12 big jobs that I've worked, and this is not part-time jobs, these are all full-time jobs. So I worked for many years in a company called General Electric, about 9 jobs. If you see many of my jobs, job number one up to job number 9 was with a company called General Electric. And I did many things from finance to IT to a bit of HR. My last job was a HR person. I ran a business when I was running an aviation business. I worked in TV for a while in New York, in Rockefeller Center, for a TV station called NBC Universal. They own a Universal Studios together with NBC. So I did that for a while, and then I took another role with Johnson and Johnson. Also, and it's a slightly interesting role. I started to do leadership development, a lot of work on how do we create leaders in Johnson and Johnson across the world. And then I started Leaderonomics, and for a while in between, I took a break and I ran the Star Media Group for a while. So that's kind of a bit about myself. I want to go in really to the next part. I want to ask you guys, right, what it means to be a leader, right? What does it mean to be a leader? And we'll talk about crisis in a while, but in the meantime, I want to ask you a question. Do you think you are a leader? For those who are here, if you think you're a leader, write down, I'm a leader, and tell me why you're a leader, right? So Terence, Elaine, Sue, Shui, Sean, Samuel, Shujuan, Kiran, Joel, Jincha, Jijun, or Junren, Isabel, Deborah, all these people, everyone, right? Tell me in the chat why you think you are a leader. Sometimes by necessity. Huh? Okay, Jungwei says sometimes by necessity. Samuel, same means what? It means that you are same what? By necessity, or is it something else? Or are you referring to Ben's thumbs up? Same, I'm a thumbs up. So tell me why you think you're a leader. So I heard one, by necessity. By necessity, it means what? You're forced to lah. Your parents force you, or your teacher forces you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about this whole concept. Okay, great, Sam. Thanks, Samuel, and Chongwei. Thanks for your thoughts and comments. And Deborah, I listened to everyone's point of view before making a decision. Wow, sounds like you are. Okay, so I'm going to talk about why I think that may be wrong. Okay, sometimes leadership is not about being democratic. Sometimes, especially in crisis, right, we cannot listen to everybody's point of view. Okay, imagine the ship is sinking, and then you call a committee meeting and say, everybody, the ship is sinking, there's a big hole, and in about half an hour, all of us are going to die. What is your thoughts? And everybody has different thoughts. And after a while, the ship sinks and you all die, but you all die very happily because you did it democratically, right? But it doesn't work. Sometimes in a crisis, we cannot be democratic. Sometimes we need to get things done, right? Okay, good. Junren, bringing people to common goal. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, right? Now, I want to ask you, what makes you a good leader? What makes you a good leader? What are some traits that make you a good leader? Can you tell me, what do you think makes you a good leader? All right, so write down, what makes you a good leader? Okay, or maybe if you want, I can ask the question slightly differently, right? What do you think leadership is, right? So I see some of you say it's about bringing people to a common goal. But what makes a good leader? What kind of traits do they have? What kind of traits do a leader have? So write down some traits. For example, I'll write down one. A leader is great at influencing others, right? Organization skill, calm under pressure, can speak in front of a large crowd. Wow, have built a reputation, trust my teammates. Wow, Elaine says, do what he says. Wow, Elaine, that means girls cannot be leader. What about do what she says? Okay, so a good leader can keep the group together, guiding. Elaine, ha. Okay. Junren, patience. Yes, leaders must be patient. But sometimes leaders must get angry and rock the boat, because if not, things don't move, right? So yes, patience. So all these, a few more things, okay? I'm going to call out a few more people, all right? Callum, tell me what you think a leader's trait should be, Carlson, Hui Ling, Zizwan, Deborah, Isabel, kind of tell me what is leader? Confidence. Thanks, Isabel. Leader is very confident, but do confidence translates to great leadership? Maybe, maybe not. Preventing things from falling into complacent lull. Wow, your England very powerful. Strong-minded. Wow, the mind very strong one. Okay, very good. So anything else? Right? So let me mentally tough. Wow, good lah. Resilient. Wow, the words are getting very, very good. Terence, thanks. So let me give you a bit of, maybe you say, yes, it's all the things you say. It's about resilience. It's about vision. It's about listening. It's about being creative. It's about sincere, compassion, executing, talking, must talk very well, must present very well, must listen very well, must be patient, must be, all these words that you must chill in bad situation, must be calm, right? So I've put together some of the words here. Now, let me ask you a question. Imagine that our Leaderonomics club, so Joel and Elaine and Ben Hong and Victor and all our teams, right? They teach you how to influence. They teach you how to have self-control. They teach you never give up, be determined. They teach you how to be generous. They teach you how to love. They teach you how to be humble. They teach you how to be thorough. They teach you how to be patient. They teach you how to be diligent. They teach you all the traits, every single trait here. We teach you, right? Okay. And you become very skillful. Okay, I can do all these traits. Now imagine if every single one of these traits, all these traits I listed here, every single one you can do very well. Will that make you a good leader? Yes or no? So just answer yes or no. Will that make you a good leader? If I can master all these traits, if I can master all these characters, if I can master all these skills, will that make me a great leader? Yes? No? Not if you can't utilize them during a crisis. Wow. Chungwei, I think you should teach. Maybe the next lesson. Yiling, can we ask Chungwei to teach the next lesson? No need to invite people like me. Right? Sounds good. Okay, great. So Chungwei, get ready. Next class you might be teaching. Be prepared. So Chungwei says, not if you cannot utilize it during a crisis. Not just during a crisis. No. Let me ask the question in a different way. Okay, Sam, if you work harder, maybe you'll be like, Chungwei can teach also. Okay, so Sam, you get ready. We want to get you to teach also. Okay, now let me ask the question a slightly different way. If I put two traits together, right? Let's say I take two traits that are opposite in nature. Okay, let's say I take opposite traits. Talking. Okay, let's say which is more important for a leader, to talk or to listen? Which one more important for a leader, to talk or to listen? Which one more important? Talk or listen? Listen. Wow, both. Oh, yo, Samuel. I asked which one more important. He said both. Yeah, okay, lor. Okay, never mind. Equal, depending on situation. Oh, yo, equal. Equal means what? Half talk, half listen. So you listen and then blah, blah, blah. Listen and blah, blah. Okay, so we've got equal depending on the situation. Wow, very good. Okay, I don't know whether the answer is equal, but I like your depending on the situation. Let me ask you another one, which is more important. Is it more important to be humble as a leader, right? To be humble or to be assertive, right? That means, wow, I get things done, I'm aggressive. Which one more important, humble or assertive? Humble or assertive? Wow, I like your answer, Joey. Get ready to teach. I'm going to send Yiling to set you up. Okay. Which one is more important, humble or being assertive? Okay, just write down your answer. Humble or assertive? I don't see any answers. Okay, Deborah, humble, because what's the point of getting things done if you're not doing it? If you're only bragging. Oh, okay, very good. Okay, so humble. Okay, now I'll give you which one easier. Should a leader never give up, persevere, be determined, always fight, never give up? Or should a leader quit? Which one more important? To quit or to fight? To persevere, to never give up? Which one more important? Never give up. Oh, Kiran said never give up, persevere, fight. Yeah, like our former Prime Minister Najib, never give up, fight. Right? Okay, I see Shuki, you say it's great. So you see, to me, you're right? The answer is both, But it's not both, The answer is it depends, And I think you said it right. The answer, it depends, You see, our leadership, it's very interesting, leadership is about two extremes. It's about one extreme and another extreme, right? And so leadership sometimes is about talking, but sometimes it's also about listening. But it's very situational. Depending on the situation, you must do 100% good at talking, but if another situation, you must be 100% good at listening. Depending on the situation, you must be 100%, you quit lah, forget it lah. This is not worth fighting. Let's just quit. But sometimes you must be 100% fight, never give up. I give you an example. Nelson Mandela, when he was president of South Africa, after one term, he quit. He quit, But when he was in prison for 27 years, he never give up. No, he fight, 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 even though he was in prison, right? And so it's very situational, but it's not half. It's not a balance, It's not like half good at quitting or half good at this. It's not I'm half this, I'm half that. It's 100% listening. When you're listening, you're 100% listening. When you're talking, you're 100% talking. When you're being in the right situation. I tell you a story. Last time there was a lady called Mother Teresa. I'm not really Mother Teresa. I'm not really Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, she ran an ashram. Ashram is an orphanage. And when Mother Teresa ran this orphanage, she basically, every day, she would go to different places and ask for free food. So she'll ask a restaurant, she'll ask a baker, she'll ask different places. So one day she went to this bakery, and there was this Indian man, and he was looking, ooh, white woman. Wow, I think I'm going to be rich. I'm going to make a lot of money from this white woman. So she walked into there, and she very politely and said, sir, I run this ashram, and she explained about her kids. And she said, sir, I would like for you to give me some free food so that I can give to my kids. And this man got very angry, How dare she ask me for free food? And you know what she did? One tight slap, The guy slapped Mother Teresa, one tight slap. Now, if you are Mother Teresa, what will you do? Your first reaction, you ask very politely, you are very humble, you ask nicely, and then the guy slapped you one time. What will you do? Right? If somebody slapped you, what would you do if somebody slapped you? Right? What would you quit and don't put up a fight? Surprise. Okay. So if somebody slap you, you may say, let me slap the guy back. Maybe. Basically, she did something very strange. Most of us, if a guy slap you, I think many times I ask my friend, what will you do? They'll slap the guy back. Or maybe you say, I must be like Gandhi. Gandhi said, if you slap this side, now you slap the other side. Right? So some of you, Kashwin, you say, just calm down and say it's okay, right? But basically, Mother Teresa did this, She said, sir, thank you so much for slapping me. I deserve it. I shouldn't have asked you for free food. Now you better give me my free food. My poor kids, they need your free food. If you don't give me a food, my kids cannot eat. You better give me my food. Wow, he slapped again. Very angry. How dare you ask me for free food? And then you know what she did? Sir, thank you so much for the slap, sir. I deserve the slap because I shouldn't ask you for free. But you better give me my free. Wow, again, he slapped third time. And after the third time, she repeated the same thing, And you know what he did? He got so angry and he said, he started taking food from everywhere and he pushed the food to her and said, take the free food, get out of here. I don't want to see you. She got her free food, She got a lot of food from him. Maybe she cannot visit the shop again. The guy got very angry, but she got her food. And I was wondering, wow, Mother Teresa, she was humble and she was assertive, but in the correct order. Usually most of us be assertive first. You slap me, I slap you back. And then after that, yo, sorry I slapped you, but I need my free food, my kids. Right? But Mother Teresa did it in the right order. And I was wondering, wow, how did Mother Teresa do it? And I wanted to interview her. I interview a lot of leaders. So I wanted to interview Mother Teresa, but she died already, right? So you can't interview a dead person. So I was trying to figure out, how did Mother Teresa do it? Right? How did she learn how to know how to get her food? Because you know what? A big part of leadership is about getting results. Leadership is always about getting results. Let's say my goal is to help my school and to get a certain result. Maybe it's to help a community. Or maybe I want to fix something that is wrong. I want to do something. But it's about driving results. And great leaders get results because they make the right decision at the right time, at the right place. Like Mother Teresa. And so, right, when I started to look Mother Teresa's story, I started to realize like this, leadership is about two extremes, Mother Teresa, humble and assertive, but you must be 100% humble at the right time, and then you must be 100% assertive. Sometimes you must be 100% big picture, wow, very strategic, and tell stories, but sometimes you must be very detail oriented. Sometimes you must use your influence. Hey, I'm using my influence. Sometimes you must use authority. Sometimes you must be street side. Sometimes you must use facts, data. Sometimes you must take time away and reflect. I must be alone as a leader. But sometimes you must be communal. Sometimes you must be very disciplined and have process. Sometimes you must break those processes and be creative. Sometimes it's about tasks. Sometimes it's about putting people ahead. But you must know when to do that. And this is the hard part about leadership. Leadership is about knowing when to show love and when to use fear. People say, oh, cannot use fear. Hey, but sometimes you need to be able to get things done by getting results, because ultimate act of leadership, it's about results. You want to get results, right? And the only way you get results is by knowing when to use intuition, when to use data. Sometimes you say, hey, I need to be extroverted. I need to, wow. But sometimes you say, I need to be introverted. Sometimes I need to have social interaction. Sometimes I don't need to have social interaction. There's a saying, there is a time for everything. A time to be angry, a time to be sad, a time to basically tell stories, and a time to use data. Many leaders will tell stories, but sometimes you don't tell stories. Sometimes you need to have facts, and you need to have analytics. You need to show signs to what you're doing. Sometimes you listen, sometimes you talk, right? But you must know when to shut up and when to talk. Sometimes we talk now when we're supposed to listen, and we listen when we're supposed to talk, and that's bad leadership, right? And so if you look at leadership, right, sometimes you must quit. Sometimes it's not worth it because we are going to fail, right? And sometimes we must never quit and we must pursue excellence even if we fail, because the lessons that we learn from failure is very, very important. But sometimes the lessons are not important. And then we should learn to know when to quit when we face obstacles, right? So when we're faced with obstacles, there's a time, right? If you look at this, when there's a time, right, when we are faced with obstacles, to know when to quit. Sometimes we must teach others. So sometimes we sit down and say, hey, my job is to teach you today. But sometimes I'm going to sit down, especially I'm going to learn, right? From Chung Wei, from Kashwin, from Junren, from Samuel, from all of you. I'm going to sit down with you all, and you're going to teach me. You're going to teach me how to use Insta properly. You're going to teach me how to be an influencer. You're going to teach me how to talk gibberish. I only got one or two right in the gibberish session, Nathaniel, and all of you, right? You guys going to teach me. But I must know, when do I teach and when must I listen, right? Kellen, Carlson, all you guys must teach me one day, right? But there's sometimes you want to do things yourself. Sometimes you want to delegate to others. Sometimes you learn from mistakes. Sometimes you must make sure first time I must get it right. Sometimes there's even times to break rules. I always tell my team in Leaderonomics, let's break rules, I don't care, lah, right? But sometimes I get angry when you break rules. Hey, why you break rule, man? There's a rule, right? But we must know leadership is about knowing when to do something. And that's what leadership is about. And crisis, right, is even more important. Because just imagine, you're in a boat, okay? Say you're sitting in a boat, and this is a boat, lah. Okay, my boat not so nice, lah. Never mind. Okay, let's say Elaine is sitting in this side of the boat. Elaine got hair. Okay, Elaine, your hair, never mind. Okay, Joel botak lah. Okay, this is Joel, got no hair. Okay, so now there's a hole inside the boat, right? And then got a few more people lah. Let's say three more people. Now, if Elaine is the ship commander and Elaine say, guys, let's discuss. What should we do? There's a hole and water is coming inside the boat. What should we do? Joel says, I think um, I should move side, because if I move to your side, the water won't touch me. And then talk to Ben. Ben said, no lah. I think what we should do, we should take the water, take this cup and we pour the water out of the boat. And then somebody says, I want to do this and I want to do this. Oh, somebody says, maybe we put our hand and plug the hole and just tahan, and then quickly sail to the other side. Now everybody discuss and fight. In the end, right, you know what's going to happen? Nobody makes a decision. And the hole creates a lot of water comes inside and everybody drowns. Now instead, if Elaine is the leader, what she'll say is, I don't care what you all think. Here's what we're going to do. One of you put your leg and put your leg inside the hole. Another person take cellophane tape and cellophane the fellow's leg so water cannot come. Another person, all the water that already came in, take your cup and take out as much water as you can. Another person, you roll the boat as quickly to find the shore so we don't sink, right? Now, when Elaine gave these instructions, right, wow, suddenly everybody just do, right? Now, after we reach there, we have a campfire and we sing kumbaya and we do all this wonderful thing. Then we can be say, okay, what's your input? How could I have done better? Give me some feedback. That's okay. But when you're in a crisis, right, sometimes a leader needs to act. You have to be action biased when you're in a crisis. And I want to share a couple more things, and then I will go to a time of questions. One thing you must remember: leadership is contextual. What does context mean? Context means it's situational. Situational means is this, right? Depending on the situation, right, we need to act. And so, how do you become a better leader? You become a better leader by constantly putting yourself into many, many situations. And after a while, right, you realize, oh, in situation like this, I must act like this. You know why Mother Teresa knew how to act? Because I bet you many times earlier in her life, she must have got slapped, then she slapped back, and then she didn't get her food. Then she people slap her, then she said, oh, slap this side, please, right? Like Gandhi and Jesus, as Chong Wei says, right? Asked to slap back, and she still didn't get her food. And after a while, she realized, oh, situation like this, I must act like this. But situation like this, I must act differently. Situation like this, I must act differently. And after a while, she got a database of situations. She'll know how to act in the correct situation, the right decision at the right point at the right place, right? And that's what leadership really is. Can follow? No? If you guys can follow me, say yes, we can follow. Now I want to talk a little bit about other things. Many people think if I shout the loudest, I become a good leader. You think that works? If I shout, many leaders like to do that, no? They like to talk the loudest, And if they feel like if they talk the loudest, yes, Kashwin, if you talk the loudest, I overpower everybody, I'm the leader. And many times in school, that may be the case, Because I remember in school, everybody talk. And then somebody's voice is the loudest and everybody just listen now because that person's loud. But that doesn't mean that person is a good leader, no? Right? Wow, empty vessels make the most noise. Wow, your English is very, very good. And I agree, right? Joey, empty vessels makes the noise. But yes, but Samuel says, yes, but it depends. Sometimes the ones who make the most noise have the most knowledge. How are you gonna answer, Chung Wei? Die already, you got rebuttal. We're having a debate right now. That's good. But leadership is situational, right? So maybe sometimes the loudest person makes a good leader, but sometimes not, depending on the situation. Wow, y'all are listening. Very good, very good. Bagus. Now I want to ask you another question. Does walking ahead of the pack make you a leader? A lot of leaders this is my problem also, no. I tend to walk very fast. Right? I go very fast because the faster I walk, the faster I talk, then the more things I can accomplish. But the problem is, if you are walking fast, but the rest of your people are walking slowly, they take a long time to catch up. After a while, there's a gap. And then usually because there's a gap, there's always a lot of miscommunication, right? So what you must do is you have to go there and maybe poke their backside so they can walk faster, right? Or maybe you give them 100 plus, or you buy them Nike or whatever shoe now that is good. I don't know what's a good shoe. You give them a better shoe so they can run faster or they can walk. And they say, Elaine, why are you wearing high heels? Don't wear high heels. Wear a normal shoe. Okay, you can walk faster and keep up. So what we need to do is sometimes we need to help and encourage and motivate and enable us to walk fast if we want to walk fast. Or sometimes we walk slower, right? So it depends, right? Again, it's very situational. So what I told you, right, there is no right answer for leadership. If somebody says, oh, there is 7 habits of leaders, or there's 7 traits or 5 things that you do, you become a leader, tell you all bluff one. Right? Anybody that tells you 5, 7, 10, 20 traits, but all bluff one, because there's no such thing. It's very situational. And I tell you why, I give you an example. Imagine that you as a leader, you want to achieve X. Okay, I want to clean up my school. But Samuel says, no, I as a leader, I want to do Y. And maybe Chung Wei, you say I want to do Z. And maybe, Kashwin, you say, no, I want to do A. And somebody else says I want to do B. Right? All of you have different goals. And then Chung Wei, your starting point is here. Kashwin, your starting point is here, right? And Samuel, your starting point is here. So you have to move from here to here. You have to move from here to here. You have to move from here to here. Another person must move from here to here. Another person must move from here to here. So everybody's starting point and ending point is different, right? Now, if your starting point and ending point is different, your journey is different. Means your skills that you need are different, which means what you need to do and execute is different. The results you're looking for is different. So everything is situational, correct? Everything is situational, right? So actually, what makes a great leader, right? So I told you it's about practice. Like one of the things is about practice, right? Now the next thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about a couple of other things that makes a great leader. So we know leadership is situational. We know that leadership is about learning, right? We need to learn, to be a leader, and it comes by practice. The more we practice, my writing very nice. My writing is like a doctor, when doctor write, they write like that one. So nobody can understand one. So don't worry. If you don't understand, you ask Elaine, she will explain to you. She can read all my writing one. Okay. So the first one is situational. The next one is about learner, right? Is you must be a learner. And sometimes learning means you must unlearn stuff, right? I give you an example, and this one, let me talk bad about my Leaderonomics club team a bit. Okay, so no, I won't talk bad. I'll just tell you a story. So sometimes, if Leaderonomics club, we run it physically, we do it in a certain way. But if we run it digitally, we must unlearn, we learn how to run the club physically. Now, when we run a club digitally, we must learn new skills, right? But we must unlearn some old skills and we must relearn some new skills, or we must unlearn and relearn new things, right? So learning sometimes is about learning, unlearning, and relearning, right? Right? So sometimes when we do something new, we have to learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? The idea is that if they prescribe you the wrong medicine, the coroner won't be able to make their writing out. Wow, I don't understand what you're saying, Chong Wei. Never mind. I like the word coroner. That means you're saying I'm going to die soon. Okay, never mind. I don't know why she's doctor's handwriting. Wow. Okay. Let's not. Okay, I'm gonna quit on my handwriting. My handwriting is bad. I will. I don't know what happened. I did something to take away the screen. Okay, never mind. Let me go back. So I want to teach you. I'm going to share another 5 more minutes, and I'm going to tell you a couple more lessons on leadership that I think are important for us. Okay, I got it, Chumei. I'm also just joking. My jokes also. I'm trying to reach your level of sophistication. So sometimes you also may not understand what I'm saying. Okay, but good. Keep the jokes coming. Okay, and keep the interaction coming. You can make fun of me, no problem. And make fun of Ben also, and make fun of Joel also, and Elaine. I'll help you. Okay. So I want to tell you a few more lessons I learned over the years. One of the most important thing I learned about leadership is that leadership is actually service. What does service mean now? I don't know if many of you know my official title in Leaderonomics. So when I go visit a customer, like today I met a very famous guy, right? And I give him my card. You know what's my official title? My official title is KULI. So if you see my business card, my business card says that my official title is Kuli. You know what's Kuli mean or not? Kuli Kuli means servant, or Kuli means slave lah. So a leader is supposed to be, I'm the new M&M, RMA, cool man, and I'm gonna start a YouTube channel soon. I'm convincing my daughter to teach me. She has a YouTube channel called Sugar Loves Roblox or something like that. And she's teaching me how to be cool. So I'm trying to learn. Thanks, Samuel. I'm very encouraged that a 40-something, almost 50-year-old man can become M&M. All right. But I want to tell you something, Cooley, and the reason why I have that title is because people must understand leadership is service. Service, and the guy here, the one with the nose, is a guy I met many years ago called Patch Adams. Patch Adams is a movie. If you go watch this movie, it's called Patch Adams. The movie is called. It's about a guy, a clown, who wears a red little button, and he goes around helps to heal people. He's a doctor actually. He heals people by helping them to laugh. And he told me something. I met him in person, and he asked me to do something very strange. He asked me, Joel, come here. Joel, just stand here. Okay, Joel is next to me. He asked me, stand next to me. He said, okay, Joel, look at my face. Okay, touch the face. For 10 minutes, he made me just stare at his face and touch, And he said, show me that you love people, because leadership is service, right? And this is what Patch Adams, this is the real Patch Adams, not the movie Patch Adams. The movie has a guy called Robin Williams. But the real Patch Adams, when he came to KL many years ago, he made me do this thing, touch people for 10 minutes and just feel them, And it happened to be, mine was a girl, who was standing next to me. So I'm touching this girl and I feel like, I dare not, no, I never want to touch anybody, right? And he said, no, this is about love. It's about caring, right? And his point was not about touching people, right? I'm not asking you to go and touch people, no. Don't go and touch people, right? But the idea is this, if you really want to be a leader, right, you must love people. At the heart of leadership is love for humanity, love of service to other people. And if you can get that right now, then you can start your journey of leadership, right? So that's number one, right? I think the second thing I learned is that leaders have dreams. This is what I call, sometimes we call vision. So when I was young, right, when I came back to it, my dream was to make money, right? And then later my dream was to be the CEO of GE, which is why I worked so hard. I never sleep one. No. I work to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m., work like a dog, and that's why I get promoted. Well, I get job, a lot of promotions, right? And it's not about money, First it was about money, because I was poor, right? But after a while, I got money already, right? It wasn't about the money. It was about, wow, ambition. Wow, I can be CEO of GE one day, biggest company in the world. Wow, Malaysian. Wow, and all the other. But after a while, right, I realized God called me for a vision. And the vision was a very simple vision. Hey, we need you to help transform Malaysia. But how will you transform Malaysia? You must transform people. You must give yourself to help people to grow so that they become leaders. Grow people into leaders, build communities of love. Then you can transform the nation. So in Leaderonomics, we always say LGBT, we say GBT, right? Grow, build, transform, right? But that dream, right? Then once we have that dream, right? Then I say, oh, we need a company, and then we set up Leaderonomics, right? But leaders, right, have to start with dreams. So I'm going to ask you, what's your dream, right? And when you're young, right? I remember when I was a kid, I had this dream. I want to help build MBS to be the best school in Malaysia, to be Malaysia's best school, right? Anyway, MBS means Malaysia's best school, right? So for those not in MBS, sorry lah, but never mind lah, right? So then I had this dream. I want to make, because MBS all boys, I want to have girls come to MBS. Wow, then I had this crazy dream of bringing girls to MBS, and then we did lah. So we brought a lot of girls from BBGS and other schools to come to MBS. And we made a dream. So I realized then I had a dream. I don't want to work. I don't want to live in Malaysia. I don't want to study in Malaysia. But I'm very poor, and I cannot get really, no Malaysian government wants to give me a scholarship. So I have to figure out a way. Well, then I got my scholarship. But every time in life I had this dream, right? I realized that dreams fuel us. Dreams enable us to be better, right? And I think the other part is that we love people, right? But there's two things that we must do. We must care and dare. You must care for people, but a big part of leadership is to dare. So when Joel says, okay, Joel, I care for you. I want you to be successful, but I'm going to push you, Joel. I want you to dare to do something different. I want you to go and climb up Mount Himalaya. And if you can't, I'm going to push you and push you and push you. But don't worry, I will go with you and I will support you because I care, right? So together we go on this journey. So leaders must care, must dare. So if you are in your school, right, and you start up a Leaderonomics club in your school, you must care for the people that you lead, but you must also dare them. Hey, let's have the bigger dream. It goes back to the earlier slide, right? What's the dream? The dream must be a big dream. And so that's the dare. Let's achieve this dream together. I care, but I dare, right? And that's another important lesson. And the last one is about communities, Ultimately, your job as a leader is to serve communities. But you don't want to build a community of hate, A lot of times in Malaysia, we've got a lot of racial issues. We've got religion, this, and a lot of hate, And the idea is we don't want to create communities of hate, but we want to create communities of love, communities of serving, communities that serve each other. And ultimately, the best communities in the world are the communities that give, right? We give to each other. We share with each other. And so to me, I feel that the best way we can do that, right, is for us to do projects. Right? And that's why we have this thing called MAD, right? Making a difference. For some of you, Leaderonomics, we have this project called MAD, and we want you to be MAD agents, right? The reason we have Leaderonomics Club is so that you guys can go out there into the communities and the field. When I was young, right? I remember this, and maybe I'll end with this story. I remember this incident because that time nobody likes our government we still don't right. So we always complain stupid government. Where I live, there was no football field, and there was only a playground. So it's a playground, and we used to play. So above, 12 years old, 13 years old, we play in the playground, and we break every light in the playground. Playground got swing, got this, and so we kicked football, and we broke all the lights, and we broke everything like essentially in the field. Until one parent came, very angry. You get out of here! You don't play football. Playground is for kids to play, and for younger kids. You go first. Get out of here! So they kick us out of the field, of the playground, and we got nobody to play. And we all sit there. We'll sit out of the playground, and then we'll mourn, and say stupid government, never have field, what kind of nonsense. And then we just complain. We sit there, and we become very stupid and mean. And one day I said, "Ayah, guys, let's just walk around. Maybe there's a field somewhere else." I already checked, there's no field. So we started walking. I said, never mind, just walk. What for? We sit here, got a lot of mosquito bite us every day. Right? And every day I go back, a lot of mosquitoes. And then we just sit there. So after a while, and I was about 13 or 14 years old. So then I said, we walk. So we walk. Then we found a jungle, like a lot of lalang, but it looks like a place that potentially we can clear out and can become a field. And then we said nobody owns it. It's like just an unused place, right? With a lot of high grass, lalang, and some trees, like small trees and bushes. So I said, hey, why don't we just take our chanko and we chanko lah and clean up the place. At least maybe if we do this, we all already 2-3 months, we just sit there and never play football. At least we exercise a bit lah. So we said, okay lah, we do that lah. So we chanko. After we chanko 3 months, small piece of land that was cleared. But the good thing was that there was a lot of monkeys there, and the monkeys became our good friends. They will come every day and sit down and laugh at us. They will sit there and literally monkeys sit there and watch us chanko and watch us. We 3 months we couldn't even clear up one small patch. But I said, come on guys, just do it just do it just do it. And they all want to give up. But I remember just as we were about to give up, there was one man came, and he was driving his car. He stopped his car and said, boys, what are y'all doing? I said, no lah, we want to clear up this land for the field. Oh, really? Why? Because we were playing there, and then I explained to him that there's all the stupid parents they go, all their young children, they want them to take care. They want the babies all to play in the playground. They don't let us kick ball, scared the ball hit their head and all. Then he said, oh, okay. I tell you what, I help you. Then he said, tomorrow you come, I will clear up this place. He said, huh, really? Oh, I work for DBKL. I said, what KL? DBKL. What is DBKL? Dewan Bandaraya KL. Oh, what y'all do? He said, don't worry, I will help you. So the next day, we came back at about 4 o'clock. We suddenly saw a lot of those big earth removers, Wow, they were plowing the field, and they were clearing up the whole land. And then the man was there. Okay, son, we've cleared your field. And I said, oh, very good. So we started, wow, all sand, and rocks, a lot of rocks. So we started playing, and then we fall down, we blood everywhere. So much of blood. And then we all start complaining again. Roshan, you see, not nice lah. This one all sand, no grass. How to play? Fall down, hurt lah. This lah, that lah. And then every time the ball, we kick it into the jungle because that side is jungle. The monkeys take the ball and run away with it. So the monkeys take the ball and run away, and then we got no ball. So we donating balls to the monkeys, and then I think the monkeys start their own like social league, football league, monkey league or something inside there. You don't know why 3-4 balls or everything the monkey take. And so we started complaining. Then I said, guys, don't complain lah. I tell you what, let's start a stealing campaign. Then they all look at me, steal what? We go to our house and we steal grass lah. And then, on the side of the road, got grass, and we just steal the grass and we plant lah. So everybody excited lah. So we started, take chanko, we go to our house, steal one patch of grass, come and plant. And then we steal the side of the road, steal grass and plant. And then pour water, carry from the nearest house water and plant. And after a while, got a bit of grass. So near the goalpost got grass, near the areas we always fall down, we plant grass. And so got a bit of grass. And then we started playing, and the grass started to grow, things started to get better. And what was the best part? The monkeys are a bit like Chinamen, the Chinamen, they like to do gambling. And this is not racist, just saying. I know a lot of my friends, they like to do the monkeys, they will watch us. All the monkeys will sit down and watch. And then when one team scores, half the monkeys will cheer, the other half will get angry. Then when the other team scores, another half will get angry, and the other half will get happy, And they will and this time when the ball go out, they run and get the ball and pass it back to us, like they become spectators, And after a while, right, we realized that we made this a community, a better community, by actually creating a new field for this community. And that's what transformation is, is that it's not about big projects, It's about small things that we can do to transform our community. So with that, I want to end with this. Leaders make a difference. And if you're not making a difference, you're not a leader. So with that, I will end my session. And I want to say one last thing. You guys are, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, 17. You have about, depending on how long you live, between 50 to 90 years. If you live to 100 years, then you have 90 over 90 years. If you live past 100, the clock is the same time as now. Of course, Yiling, I time it perfectly one. See, the timing is always accurate one. Our clock, right? So now is 5 minutes before 5, right? Okay, not not exactly accurate. But we have a few more minutes before 5. But if you start to look at your life, you only have a few years. I thought when I was young, I have many years. Suddenly, I'm going to be 50 already. Means if I'm lucky, I have 40 to 50 years left, right? And I'm hoping that I can do a lot in the next 40, 50 years, right? That I can really make a difference. So the question to you is, you have maybe more years than me, right? But every day you make a difference. You change. It's like a chain reaction. It's like passive. You make a difference here, right? The things change. Suppose life is supposed to be like that, but because you made a difference, our life becomes better. You make another difference here, right? Instead of going this way, life goes this way. You make another difference here, life goes this way instead of going here. You make another difference here, life goes this way. And after a while, wow, you have made life you've made better for maybe one person, maybe 100%, maybe a million people. And that's what leadership is all about. It's about making a difference. So with that, I'm done. And um, I'm going to ask you, how can you make a difference? You can start with your communities. And ultimately, I'm going to skip this part, right? If you don't have a role model, right, think about people like Gandhi and others. So I'm gonna end with this. The call for you to be a leader, right? Wow, you see, I got even graphics here, right? Now at the bottom, right, you'll see a video, right? I don't know whether you all saw the video. If you don't have the video, I will send you the link of the video. No, actually, I'm going to send you a link of a series of videos called Be a Leader. Now, you will see the Ming Ting. If you follow YouTube, Ming Ting used to work at Leaderonomics many years ago. So the video I showed you earlier on, maybe I can show that as an activity. Where is it? Here. Okay, launch. Okay, so you can see the video, right? You probably have to open it up in a new tab now. I'm also sending you a playlist of Be a Leader series that you can watch now. And my call to you today is be a leader, right? If I open a new tab, what happens? Cannot see, right? Okay. So you can watch that as whenever you watch this. Okay, so you can watch that whenever you feel like watching, or you can watch the whole series lah. Okay, and you can watch that at your own time and your own place now. With that, I'm going to pass the time. Is there any questions? Anyone, if you have any questions for me? Okay, if there's no more questions, yeah, you can also click. You can click the link I sent you. This is the full series. You can watch the first video in the series. Is the video? It's about a greedy guy called the Ming Ting who steals my pizza. And I asked you all just now, why did he steal my pizza? Right? You all never answer. Okay, never mind. So later you all can click a link at your own free time.